What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. What is it? August 16th. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday. Hope everyone's got some relaxation planned for today, some stress relief. That's what I wanted to hop on here and talk about. I think stress relief is something that's not talked about enough. And I know that it's like stress is definitely something that can mount in interesting ways. I think sometimes some of us have a hard time identifying what stress is, or like why we're feeling stressed, right? Today we live in a very highly stressed world, right? There's so many stressors coming in on so many different levels, right? And so I don't want to get like too sciencey with this stuff just yet, but I really just want to kind of shine a light on stress and things that we can do to kind of navigate stress relief, right? And things that I've done that have really helped me over the years, right? Because I used to really not even know how to identify stress, and I certainly didn't know ways that I could be intentional about easing my stress and relieving my stress, right? And really, I mean, we have to be intentional about our stress relief, or things are just going to get worse, right? We have to have that balance. Stress just isn't going to go away on its own, right? And it's only going to cause further issues. Um, what leads to stress? I want to start with like what leads to stress. And there's all kinds of things that lead to stress, right? Unsupportive and dysfunctional relationships, overthinking, focusing on the future, improper nutrition, or poor nutrition, loss, grief, work deadlines, loneliness, lack of purpose, hopelessness, poor sense of self, anxiety about something, guilt, shame, fear, all these different things breed stress inside of us, right? Um, and so, how do you identify that you are stressed, right? You identify your stress. I know for me, I can really only speak on the ways that I identify with stress, but I know that I'm starting to feel stressed out and I can really speak to it. I think it's important to be like, have those talks with yourself, or even, someone you're close with is like, hey, I'm feeling stressed out and here's why, or here's what I'm feeling, right? And so for me, I know that when I'm irritable, right? When I just like don't have patience. And so I think this also ties into, I would say, lack of presence. So when I'm not present with the people that I'm around because I'm just constantly thinking or worrying about something, right? So that's another way. I know when I have a hard time, like lack of focus, or a hard time staying present, I can identify that stress is building and I need to figure out what I'm stressed out about. I would also say like restlessness, like when I'm constantly just can't sit still, right? There's something on my mind. I would say that that's definitely an indicator of stress for me. And so, what do we do about stress? How do we make it better, right? So we combat stress through developing resilience, and the way we develop resilience is through stress relief. Because stress sucks, but the thing about it is developing resiliency. It one helps us recover faster from stress, but it also helps us gain strength from stress, right? So now in my life, I look at adversity, it sucks, but I look at it as an opportunity to grow. I look at an opportunity to become a better version, a stronger version of myself. And so this is what we really want to do, is develop resiliency so we can always combat stress. And so I would say like the 5 things that have helped me the most in my life and that have helped a lot of my clients, because guys, a lot of clients come to me and even like I sent check-ins this morning for my online clients, and one thing that was powerful in the last year, I would say, with reshaping my check-in, is really looking at stress relief. And when I ask people, my clients, hey, what do you do for stress relief? Oftentimes it's things like, they really don't know how to identify it, right? So they'll say things like, I drank, right? I went and had drinks with friends. I watched Netflix. I played video games, right? But the thing is like, these things aren't stress relief. These aren't intentional stress relief tactics. These are just entertainment, right? These are just entertainment. So we have to get way more intentional about stress relief. And the things that have helped me in my life and the things that help clients of mine, we have found is number one, like the most important thing for me is meditation. So a guided meditation. I'll get really deeper into this on another live, but if you haven't tried meditation and you think it's kind of like woo woo or whatever, I would definitely like look at that. Why do you feel that way, right? Kind of question why you're feeling that way, and give it a shot. I mean, because I used to think the same thing, but then I found out about all these successful people across many generations who have gone to meditation and have helped them in their lives immensely, right? Like I think it was like reading like Jerry Seinfeld. At one point I read in a book that he's meditated for like thousands and thousands of days in a row, and just all these great stories of people who use meditation to really focus their mind. And so I would say like number one, that has had like the greatest impact on my life. I've been meditating daily, and I'm not like, some days I'll fall off, but the key is like that resiliency, right? Like maybe you don't do it one day, but you do it the next, and you constantly pick yourself up, right? So I've been meditating consistently for about 4 years, and it's been a huge, huge game changer in my life. And I still just do 10 minutes of guided meditation every day. So that's number one, huge game changer. I would say number two would be journaling. Journaling is huge. Just getting out your emotions on paper, like especially like no one's gonna see it, especially if you put it in a safe place. So the thing is like journaling about your emotions, how you're feeling, that is such a huge way to ease stress. And I would say like for some people that feel hopeless or are looking at their life like they're like very pessimistic, like this sucks, I don't have enough, I want, I want more, like I'm not like really paying attention, I'm not grateful for the things I do have. I would like say start a gratitude journal. I mean, that's something that was so powerful for me in the beginning, about just it really helped me to look at all the great things in my life, and through practicing gratitude it cultivated so much happiness for me, and continues to on a daily basis. And so I would definitely say journaling, specifically like a gratitude journal, is number two. I would say number three is reading, whether it is some sort of self-help book that's going to help you become a better version of yourself. Obviously, highly recommend that. But also like just something that you like to read, something that's enjoyable. Because the thing is like the research shows that people who read fiction, which something is I'm working on is reading more fiction, because I get in this really like I really get I just read a lot of nonfiction, right? So I want to read more fiction because I recently just found out the statistics show that people who read nonfiction are actually more creative and more open-minded, right? So reading is entertainment, but it's also a skill, and it's also something that can be used for stress relief because it is super relaxing, right? Another thing I would say is walks, right? So walks are huge, whether it's walking your dog or just getting out, walking and thinking, right? Maybe you go for a walk and you call a family member, you call a friend, you call someone, just to talk, or you just think, you just get those thoughts out in your mind. Walking is not only you get the physical benefit, but you get a huge mental benefit. So I would say sometimes like when you're stressed, just leave everything on the table, go for a walk, and see how you feel when you come back. Chances are you may feel a lot better. So that's number four. I would say number five is similar to meditation, but also, again, this is kind of a form of exercise. Well, it is a form of exercise as well. And number five, I would say yoga, because not only do you get the mental benefit, but you get the benefit of like you're stretching your body. I know for me, like after doing heavy legs, like yoga is great because it really helps keep me looser, right? I'm not as tight. So anyways, guys, I hope this helps. Those are my top five stress relief tactics, because guys, we got to be intentional about stress relief, and this all ties together, right? Like if we're highly stressed and we're constantly in a fight or flight mode, like activating that sympathetic nervous system, guys, results are going to be so much harder to get physically if we're not right mentally, right? So stress relief is such a key component to whether we get results or not. So keep that in mind, guys. I hope everyone has a great Sunday, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.